What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 27 of the Big Shred Podcast. I am John Matos. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Wednesday evening on what is the second to last episode of season one of what I'm calling season one. So gonna take a little bit of time after today's episode and the final episode on Saturday to kind of just get my shit together with putting all the episodes up where they need to be on YouTube and Spotify and all that shit, and booking some more guests and all kinds of cool shit. So if you've been watching since the beginning and watched this thing kind of grow and all that cool shit, well, I certainly appreciate you. And if you are just joining us for the first time, what's good? Have a awesome show for you planned tonight. I've got my buddy Cody Kehn of the band Orinoco. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And he is the drummer for the band. He's going to be joining us shortly. Super stoked to have him. Met him in Chicago, believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong when I bring you on. But I believe we met for the first time on this last run that we did, Abiotic did, with Suffocation and Belphegor in Chicago, which is very cool. And yeah, I'm stoked to talk with him. So some cool stuff in the abiotic world, as I like to do, kind of just give you guys a little update on what's going on as often as I can. So again, we've got the reversible masks up on our indie merch page. So if you're not aware already, we did a first batch and sold out super quickly. So we decided to do a second batch. We're going to kind of still making them pretty limited, but we've got a second batch up. You can pick those up again at our indie merch store online. And again, it's reversible. It's got the logo on one side, and then the human beings are disgusting creatures on the other side. And 50% of the proceeds for that are going to Black Lives Matter and the UCLA. So we were able to donate about $300 to COVID-19 relief from the last batch, which was awesome. And you know, a big shout out to anybody who grabbed a mask. I've seen all kinds of cool pictures and shit. So keep those pictures coming, send some shit to us, all that cool stuff. We also are asking you guys what kind of content you want to see surrounding the new record. So we are in the final stages of mixing and mastering and stuff, and really wanting to put together some really solid content. And, you know, obviously all the usual stuff. We'll have tons of playthroughs. We're talking about doing some cool music videos and shit like that. But if you've got anything in particular you want to see, drop it in the comments. Feel free to drop some questions in the comments as well for our buddy Cody if you're a fan of his band and his drumming. And also wanted to announce that, again, if you follow me on social media or whatever, but today I announced that I'm officially working with Kiesel Guitars. So super stoked on that. I've got a really sick build coming in hopefully soon. Those things take some time to build. So I've got a Zeus 7-string multi-scale that I'm going to be working with for a little while until my build comes in. So big shout out to my homie Chris at Kiesel for lending me his super awesome multi-scale Zeus 7-string guitar. Now, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on our guest for the evening, who looks like he's just getting settled back into his seat, waiting in the proverbial wings. Cody, how you doing, bud?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I just caught you. I was just getting ready to intro you, like right as you stood up.
It's perfect, bro. Just because I needed to make sure the phone stayed on that top battery.
That's a good idea. Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. We've got somebody doing it on the phone. Like, oh shit, phone's dying. How you doing, man? How are things going?
Going good, man. You know, everybody's dealing with the whole COVID thing. We're just trying to stay afloat, just like everybody else is too. You know, trying to stay hard at work.
Yeah, I hear you, man. We were talking a little bit about it before, but how is, in your experience anyway, how's Chicago doing? Or, you know, you live outside of Chicago, but how is your area doing in response to Corona and are people taking the mask shit seriously, or is it like back home and I don't live in Florida anymore, thankfully, but back home in Florida, it's just like the fucking wild, wild west.
Yeah. Like, okay, so funny story. I actually just came back from Florida once it all broke out.
Oh, jeez.
So,
you lucked
yeah.
out,
So,
dude.
like, as soon as I got home, dude, like 2 days later, they shut the whole state down. So that started there, and I got back home to Chicago.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of filtered its way into the city, and everything happened. And they shut everything down. Everybody stopped working. And, pretty much everywhere else. And then with that, my personal job luckily got busy. But the band, we were setting up getting tours ready for the year, just like everybody else was, and came in, swooped our legs right out from underneath us, unfortunately. But, we're trying to stay busy at home. Also, we got a new cover coming out for everybody. We're gonna try to debut that on XM.
Oh, cool!
So that's gonna be awesome on like corridors. Yeah, so that's gonna be fucking badass. Super stuff.
Fuck yeah! You have a date on when that's dropping?
We're hoping to have it out before the end of September. Just because everybody's so busy right now, we're trying to record at home and then like get it all. Plus, we want to make sure it's nice and tight for everybody at the same time. We're not going to put anything out there that's not solid, at least to us.
Yeah,
sure.
Totally cool, man. Yeah, excited to hear that. You guys did drop an EP this year called "What a Relief." Cool.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling about that? I saw it dropped in March. That dropped just before everything went down, right?
Exactly, yeah. And that was the thing. We had a strong opening. Like the publicity was good. Like we were starting to put stuff out. We had a lot of hits. And then like I left to do pretty much. I was on a vacation and I was running promotion while I was gone, and all the guys in the team were running promotion. And like as soon as we get home, man, it was like, bam, it hit, and we were like, oh shit. Well, we just dropped the record, the EP. What do we do? Well, now we got to take a step back and kind of reassess the situation, figure out the speeds that we're going to make, just like everybody else too. And, we're all sharing a common ground right now. Everybody had their moments, their dates, their shows, and we're just trying to get them all back,
Yeah, dude, it's definitely a tough time to be in a band, putting out music, trying to stay in people's faces, trying to stay relevant, trying to be creative with how you stay in people's faces. It's kind of double-edged too, because it's, now people are like, I feel like kind of craving that entertainment, that content, that, how can we stay in people's faces, and people, when you figure that out, people are more, I guess, susceptible to it now than maybe before. But yeah, at the end of the day, like not being able to play shows puts the biggest wrench in really releasing any kind of music.
Oh yeah, I understand it. Like I feel you. It destroys me at the same time, but thank God for the internet, for lovely podcast, also putting everybody else on, all the hard work you're doing too. Yeah, everybody's got their thing that they're doing just to try to bring the media to the public. And I'm not a big news person. Some people beg to differ, like, you need to watch the news. You know what? I watch my music news.
Yeah.
I try to stay up with everybody, and especially all the homies trying to do the thing too, just like us.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta stay up on what's going on musically, for sure. If you're trying to do this, I'd be one of those guys to recommend that you stay up to date with what's going on too. But I get it with so much shit going on all at once, it can get just so it's overwhelming. It is, and like sometimes you have to kind of put the laser focus on certain things when you've got a release going, or shit like that. You got shit going on at home, you got a job.
Yeah, no, I feel you too. There, it's just like you said, like there's just so much going on in the media. Yeah. And nobody knows what to watch, what to listen to. Yeah. I just want peace in the world, bro. And I mean, it's just, I stop at a certain point when it comes to news, when it comes to just watching the news. Just, it's like, I'd like to know what's happening, but I'm not going to watch 12 different news stations.
No. Yeah. You gotta, find the handful that you believe and show that they're credible. You have to a lot of the time look at both sides. A lot of the time take things skeptically, but also when facts are facts, regardless of what your feelings are. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's super hard to like discern a lot of times like what is actually going on without a spin. You know what I mean? Right now, and like you said before, like I don't know too much about it. I'm sure if and it's still relatively new anyway, but fucking federal agents getting ready to get released in Chicago and shit, and like it's crazy time, dude. Crazy time.
I never thought I'd see the day, right?
Yeah, man.
It's just crazy. But all I can really do, man, is just write about it and express my feelings into my music, and just put it out for all you guys to enjoy out there.
Yeah.
And my guys work hard, just as hard as I do, to try to deliver just as good as a product. You know what I'm saying? So we're all here. We're all here for peace, love, man. Just want everybody to get along.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about the band. I did pronounce it right? It's Orinoco.
Orinoco is how we pronounce it.
It's all good because my band has a similar name where I have to like how we say it is, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to, it's like you can say however the fuck you want, but Orinoco, cool. And where did that name come from? It sounds Japanese to me.
So it was dubbed. We'll get to the Japanese part if we come to it. So it was taken from one of our original members. And it was pulled out of an episode of Beavis and Butthead when Orinoco Flow by Enya was on. And our guitar player at the time was actually a fan of Enya, and I mean Enya's got some good rights. Jams. I'm not gonna take Enya, man, but we ended up running the name, and we came in. Next year will be our 10-year, man. Nice, our 10-year, which is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a long trip. But it's actually the longest river in Venezuela.
Oh, cool. Okay.
The Orinoco River has many different creatures.
Nice. I think maybe I was for some I guess because of the letters or whatever it was giving me. Oh, I lost you. You still there, bud?
Stop it.
Oh, all right. We got you back. Awesome. little bit of technical difficulties there. All good. Yeah, I think it reminded me of like that Studio Ghibli. I don't know if you're an anime fan, but that Princess Mononoke. So it kind of had like that. I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay, you were the second person that's mentioned that.
I'm a nerd, dude. That's the only reason why.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's a great movie. And yeah,
you're gonna have to
all the Studio Ghibli stuff is great. But that's dope, man. Yeah, so you guys been around for almost 10 years now. So how did you guys get together? Has this been like your first band, or were you in bands before?
I was in a death metal band years ago. This was like 14, 15. This has been like my band, my main and my baby. Yeah. I'll fill in for anybody if need be, tour wise, tech wise, just to keep myself busy as well. But my guys are my family. Those dudes I've known for forever. So we started off as me and our original bass player at the time. Yep. And he and I were talking about starting a band because he was getting the itch and I got the itch. Nice. So we were like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" I was like, "I got a sick lead dude that I'm friends with, and he'll play like anything you teach him." So he's like, "We get him." So we grabbed him and told him that he was going to be in a Kiss cover band, bro.
Oh,
True story, dude. We were going to do it, right? And he came down to the chill spot we had at the time. And he played, dude, he just started, like, we were playing Love Gun and Strutter. Those are the two songs we started learning off.
Damn.
We started with this riff. He goes, "Oh, I learned this." Dude, and just ripped through this. And we're like, "What the hell was that?" he's like, oh, I just wrote this, man. I was like, well, fuck the Kiss band. I ended up having a best friend of mine, Anthony, who's still our singer.
Yeah.
And we grabbed him in. I was like, hey, let's do a five-man band and see what happens. So we came out with the first full length we did, which was the Hell Complex, which is actually still available on Bandcamp.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was like a full metalcore splurge album.
Okay.
Like I don't even. it was a good write, dude, for just the way it was put together, and the way it happened is that's just how it came together.
Yeah.
Like it was all smooth, all the writing was smooth, one song after another, and we released that. Then we went through member changes just like everybody else too. Sometimes, we've had our share, good and bad. And then now, we released Nihilism, which was our recent EP, 3-song EP with Griffin, Kill the Creator, and Raised by the Stars on it.
Nice.
Which was a little bit more technical aspect than the metalcore. And Metal Injection actually did a trash and thrash of us live on one of their casts, and they gave us a 3 out of 3 on thrash, and I was like, whoa,
Sweet.
Okay, well, appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. And then now we're here to What a Relief, and we've went to a 4-man band now, as you can see, like we were in Chicago. And we're just trying to get back out in shows and push this EP, and we're in writing right now, and hopefully smooth sailing for the rest of the year, just staying busy, like one thing at a time.
Yeah. Nice, man. Well, that's dope. And glad to hear you guys have been, grinding it out and been happy with the products that have been coming out. And, again, slowly but surely climbing up. It's a slow climb sometimes, and sometimes I feel like the guys who either don't have the patience or don't have the, I guess, who don't learn that, like, you can't put all your eggs in one basket when you're doing this. That's what really burns a lot of people and a lot of bands out, and why a lot of bands, break up before they do get their notoriety, or like they do get to kind of do this thing full time and everything. And that's I think is a big part of it. It's just keeping at it, being able to keep your life balanced too. So like I'll tell anybody listening, anybody watching now, 95% of the people that are doing what you want to do in music have a side hustle of some sort. They have a job when they're at home. They're doing something, unless they're playing like arenas and shit. They got some other side hustle going on. And even the dudes that are doing it big have a side hustle going on. So
especially a lot of the guys that I know too, they're all construction, or they're painters, and it's like, but they make their own schedules at the same time, so it works.
Yeah. It's really about doing what you need to do, whatever you can do in between tours. And that's, the other thing too is like labels and bands, everybody just wants to see bands doing it already on their own. So it's different than kind of how it may have been 5 or 10 years ago, where labels were kind of taking some more chances on bands that they were just kind of seeing, as opposed to like, okay, well, this band has cool music and that's great, but have they been touring? Have they been, what's their merch game look like? Have they been doing this? Have they been doing that? And it's an expectation almost these days of like, okay,
what's their resume got on it? Where have they been? Who have they talked to, etc.
Yeah, exactly. So I say all that to say, fucking find a side hustle if you're trying to do this, because very quickly you'll see it's not sustainable to just, again, have all your eggs in the one basket. And I learned that very quickly. And it's a hard lesson to learn sometimes, but I can certainly say, you think your band gets signed, and that's, all the work that you put in is that's it. You don't have to work anymore, and it's where the hard work starts. And you shouldn't quit your really good job, like I did, unless you have to. But so Noel says, what is the name of the band again? Why don't you tell us what the name of the band is and where we can find you?
Orinoco. Orinoco. If you forget it, think foreign taco without the F or the T. Dude, everybody local. That's like the local
That is
running with
it.
us every time. It's awesome.
That's a clever one. I wouldn't have thought of that.
It's true. Dude, you look anywhere, any internet radio stations, Pandora, Spotify, type us in, look for us. There is another Orinoco that is up now, which I just realized, but I think it's like another project, so I have no idea. But we'll be on the top, so it doesn't.
Word. Well, there you go. And you play drums. How long you been playing drums, man?
Well, I'm going to be the big 30 this year. Well, coming into the game, so 24 years now.
Damn, dude, 6 years old. How did that come about? Like, were your parents kind of push that on you, or were you just like, I'm 6, I want to shred?
Well, first off, when you grow up listening to Kiss and Judas Priest albums in the basement because of your old man, that starts
Nice.
something.
Yeah, it does.
And he slaps the nylon string guitar in my hand, at whatever age, and then I wanted drums because it was like something to beat the hell out of, And then I ended up taking lessons for a couple of years and did that, and lo and behold, my teacher at the time, because we moved it to like in-house lessons, because I was like, I want to learn on my kit. I mean, just, straight up. And he just stopped coming around. So I was like, well, guess what? Cody here's going to start learning some new techniques. Nice. So just, I've just been trying to be the best player I can to myself. And I'm always trying to, step up that bar every day, trying something new, learning something new, whether it's a rudiment, whether it's, something with my feet, hands, it could be, anything. If there's a new technique out there, and if it's something I haven't tried yet, I'm willing to give it a shot and see if it works with my everyday jams. And if not, I'll make it work sometimes, whenever it comes to.
Nice. So your dad played guitar?
Yes, sir. Yes, cool. Sir. Long time. He still does. He pops up on Facebook and does his little videos every now and again. Yeah, man. Swing choir. He's played in Disney, so he had his little tour moments. Yeah, true story too, bro. Yeah, I wish I had a picture. I'd pull it out and put it in the camera, but that picture is very hard to find.
Of him playing with Disney?
Yeah, dude. He looked like Bruce Garrett with a strap.
What was it like a live Disney movie play, or was it on ice or some shit, or what was it?
Okay, so he played for a swing choir, right? He was one of the band members for a swing choir. That swing choir was one of the top in the country at the time, and they traveled to Disney and played a live concert and shit in front of the castle.
Cool, okay.
Yeah, I was like, all right, got me beat right now. Okay.
That's dope. Cool. So he must have been stoked when you wanted to follow in the footsteps and get into music.
Yeah, man. Since I was a kid, just is bloodline for me, I guess. Once I picked up those sticks, man, I never wanted to let go of them again.
Man. So early influences were from him, like you said, like Kiss and Judas Priest and some classic rock stuff. So how did you get into some more extreme music?
Float rock fan. My singer's brother is pretty much family. Every time I go over, it'd be like, hey, Metallica, Kill 'Em All, just, have the record in my car. Or, hey, this is Dimmu Borgir, if you've never heard of him. Or, this is, here, listen to this DSI tape. Take this tape home and listen to it. I'm like, all right, cool. So Obituary flowed in, went into the darker realm, King Diamond, and started falling into the darker depths of stuff. And then the early metalcore days, early 2000. Yeah. Ozfest is every day running to Ozfest. And then, and then once I pretty much got into more of Orinoco, once Orinoco started, is when I pretty much fell more in depth with everything that else is happening in the industry right now and the last few years, and it's crazy how things have changed. But I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Killer, dude. So how do you remember the first live show you saw?
Oh man. My first live show, I think, was Loverboy. Yeah. First actual live show, my first human being live show. First metal live show, if you want to go there, would be Killswitch Engaged, and that was during the End of a Heartache album.
Damn, that's
actually,
dope. That's got to be, you know,
or God Forbid Kitty.
Okay. Like me some.
Yeah,
like me
that
some
was a
God
minute.
Forbid. So I guess, you know, those early shows must have been pretty inspirational. Is that like what got you wanting to be on stage and kind of do the thing for real?
I was like, man, the lights, the loudness, being able to move around and smile with people that you're close to. You know, when I first experienced that, it was like, yes. I was like, that's something that I can totally connect with, and you're still being yourself. Every time I step out on that stage is the best time of my life. Every. But man, yeah, I don't know what I'd do without music sometimes, man. It's one of those releases for me, one of those outlets, and I know it is for everybody else that's doing what we're doing too. And like I said, I don't know what I'd do without it sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, and it's one of the cool parts about making music, man. It's, you never know who it's a gift for, you know, just how the same way that we use and enjoy music and how it gets us through whatever the tough times or the good times and everything, like, you know, getting to put something out and putting it into the ether and it's not yours anymore pretty much after it's done, it's recorded, it's out to the public, and it's theirs now. It's someone else's to interpret, to hopefully get them through a tough time or to get them through a good time or whatever it is. And yeah, that's one of my favorite parts about getting to do it, and one of the more rewarding things about it, you know.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird when it's especially weird too sometimes when your stuff comes up. I still have those moments. I'm like, where is that coming from? And I look around. I'm like, all right, who's jamming right now?
Yeah, right.
It's a good feeling, but it's definitely a great feeling because at least, you know, personally, that I know that our music is out there and there are people that do enjoy it, and that's a big positive for
regardless of whatever happens. It's a big accomplishment. It's a big accomplishment to get your music out there in the way that you have already. So, you know, good shit, dude. So do you remember the first show that you played in a band?
No, gosh. First show I ever played was at a venue called Stage 86, 20 minutes away from my house. And this was with old death metal bands, like from high school. And we got there, and like my guys in the band were talking it up. Like, it's going to be such a huge show. Like, the band that's playing, they're going to be so raw, dude. Like, I listen to them all the time on MySpace or whatever. And I was like, okay, like, let's get there. So as soon as we get there, they're like, all right, guys, go up. Nobody's in the club, bro.
Yep.
But my dad, chilling in the back. Dad chilling in the back. And they're like, all right, guys, Exorcism. That was the name of the band, was Exorcism. And they're like, all right, you're up, man. Go. You got 5 minutes, you know, and then you guys are on. I'm like, really? I thought there were like doors. What about doors, guys? And he goes, well, apparently the doors have been open for the last 45 minutes. I was like, what? Okay. Dead club. But I jammed that club like there was 100,000 people there.
Nice, dude. What band was it that you guys were opening for?
Dude, I don't even remember the name. I think it was like I think it was like Vile Torment or God. Holy cow. You know what? You got me on that. I'm going to have to find out.
Take a look, dude.
I remember, man. Like, yeah. Craziness.
Take a little stroll down memory lane.
Weird. That was like... I would think I would remember that band, but like I think they didn't even play because nobody was there.
Oh, that's a bummer. No, if you're there, you got to do it. I mean, we've all fucking done it. There are videos of us on YouTube playing to the other bands, and it is what it is. It's part of growing your band from the beginning. If you're expecting to be playing to crowds right off rip, you are going to be very disappointed. Yeah.
True that. Yeah, true that. No, you're definitely not wrong there, man. I mean, we've all had our share. I mean, yeah. I've been at shows to where some people didn't even play at all, just like that. And it's like, we've all made the trip. I've drove extensive amounts of time to just play to a wood
Yeah,
floor.
man. And
You know,
you never know, right? Like if you could, if you gain one fan, especially early on, if you gain one fan from the set, you did your job. You came in and did what you're supposed to do. And you go up there and you still you have fun and um fucking if the bartender leaves, like
dude,
yeah.
time every time we get the dirtiest look. What is it? Oh my God, it's this shit. And we're like, oh yeah. I hope you're gonna enjoy your tips tonight. It's gonna be a good night. I love it. No, it's funny how you say like it doesn't matter if it's one person. We did a show in south suburbs of Chicago, in the suburbs of Chicago. It was come right the first 3-4 years of us coming up, and it was a packed bar. We got in. We were super stoked to play for everybody. As soon as we got up sound check, the entire bar and staff went outside.
Wow.
True story. So we're jamming, and the show is actually on YouTube. It's recorded on YouTube, like the set top. So there's a dude that stood in the back. It was like 70 years old, fully in like biker leather, just big old gray beard, and he's all drinking his beer in the back. Every song we got done, that shit was tough, man. Play another one.
There you go. You
hung out with that dude.
Nice. Yeah, he probably bought you some beer, and you probably had a good time either way.
It was a good time. Screw the rest of the crowd. I was like, you guys are leaving. Then whatever, man. Outside. They were all outside the patio the whole time. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's fucked.
But like you said, it happens. We all have our moments.
Exactly. And it's just staying professional, staying, playing the fucking show, and obviously like there are circumstances for fucking everything, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, that was some advice that I got early on too. That was like, just go out there and do it and grind. And eventually you'll have, it'll be 5 people in that city that come out to see you, and then they'll tell 5 people. And then, next time you come through, it'll be 15 people in that city coming out to see you. And it's a slow grind sometimes if you're doing it DIY, just you and not playing support in some tours and shit like that, and playing in front of other people's draws and stuff. But it's part of the game in my opinion, for a little bit anyway. And really but every band's kind of trajectory, every band's story is a little bit different. So what do you feel, 10 years into it, what do you feel have been some of the bigger challenges starting a band, trying to get it off of the ground, and trying to get the usual stuff, label recognition and doing tours and all that shit?
First off, like I could tell anybody, don't get down. It's like you're going to go through some of the craziest things you've ever experienced, and you're going to grow with the group you're with. And luckily, my group now, my guitar player I've known since high school, same. My singer has been my best friend since I was 8 years old. And, we have a new bass player. He's been with us for the last 2 years now almost, and he's been doing a kick-ass job. We welcome him with open arms, like part of the family, and he's made his way in, and he's planted his feet. He's planted his roots in the Orinoco roots. But in the beginning, man, it was hard because we were just playing with friends as bands as usual, and just we'll play the show. Yeah, we'll play the show. Where you want to go? And throughout the course of time, it's like, once somebody wants to start working with you team wise and trying to help you promote or book or, et cetera. And it's like, who is this guy? I don't know, and then you get it. Some people get cold feet, some people get warm feet, and you're like, oh my God. And then you got them waiting, you don't want to leave anybody waiting because they'll always find something better to do. They're not going to sit around for you, so we've had our share of good and bad, and it's just part of those tough times, and now we're happy to be, we just signed a contract in the beginning of the year with Sunset North Agency out of Detroit. and they've been doing some killer work for us. We've had a lot of offers crossing our desk for the fall this year. Some stuff that we're gonna unfortunately have to say no to. For now,
Everybody
just
is.
for now. 2021 is going to be a lot more promising, for everybody. Man. But then again, too, we're just trying to stay busy, trying to bring out new music, trying to write new music. And then between everything else on the in-between for the media, just trying to get everybody's shell filled so they can put us out. And then we can all start working and networking together and doing our thing. I'm just really glad to see where we've come for the last 9. This year will be the 9th year we've been around. But I'm just glad to see how far we've come. And we've always told each other that, doesn't matter how bad shit gets, but the Orinoco wheel always turns, no matter what. And we've stood by that since day one. And it hasn't done anything bad to us. So you know what? That's something that makes me feel really good that we are all driven, determined, and ready to put out a good product for everybody and be here to hang out with everybody, man, just to see all.
Yeah, that's definitely the move, man. So have you guys done some touring previously? Have you done any kind of runs or anything like that?
We've done some smaller stuff because our year got kind of crazy between re-signing and trying to figure out what we were going to do for 20. 19 was kind of weird for us. We did do some small runs with our friends in Nagazi, and they're out of Michigan. Pretty awesome. They're kind of like a bluesy Lamb of God band. That's how I kind of feel about it. But Joe Hafer, Jeff Hafer, Dougie, and Matt, man, they're all good people, all really good guys, nice. Great band. And then we did some stuff on the same tour with My Own Will that was off of the same management as us at the time. And those guys, man, they've been doing some stuff from what I've seen in the last year. But we kept a lot of small stuff going, just trying to find the right move. And our moves at the time were really staggered in odd spaces. So, we were just trying to catch up and get What a Relief out and written to what we wanted it to be, which was literally straight to the point. We wanted to just put out a really hard album and just kind of get all of that off of our chest. So that was really where the concentration was for last year, really.
Cool. So what have been some of your favorite shows and on stage moments you guys have gotten to do?
Well, it's funny you say that. I just actually got a ding message on my phone earlier today of a show we did with you guys, when you guys did tour with Suffocate and As They Sleep.
Shit. Okay, so we did, and I was gonna ask you. So we did meet way back. I thought we did, and I.
Yeah. What was it? We did a show. I think our first one with you guys was you guys and Reaping as Modia. Oh, shit. And something at Bonnaroo in Crest Hill years ago.
Oh, okay.
I still have.
Oh shit! Hold on. Did they play? Fuck. Because we played there. We played there on our way to meet the Battlecross dudes because we did a support tour with Battlecross, and we played there, but. The Reaping guys, then maybe it was some routing with the Reaping because we played with Reaping on that that Suffocate tour. Yeah. Right? Yes. No, that was As They Sleep. The Reaping was Boris the Blade.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Man, those dudes. Those dudes ripped
such
too,
a fun
dude.
tour, man.
We got it the one time at our hometown venue before it shut down, unfortunately, and that show went hard. It was a good damn show that night.
They're
too.
Sick. They're so fucking heavy, and I don't know. I got a soft spot for Australians. They're hilarious and awesome. That tour was a lot of fun, man. Yeah, that was right after our last record came out, and it's kind of cool because us and Boris the Blade are pretty different bands, I'd say, but it was still fun to kind of play to the more deathcore, hardcore kind of crew, and we had kind of shifted away a little bit from that sound, but their fans were still digging it, our fans were still digging their stuff, and all kinds of fun stories from that tour. Our drummer got into a little bit of a squabble during their set, trying to protect his drum set on a floor show. So we're playing like this church in Denver, and his kit, we were like flip-flopping headlining sets. So it was their headliner that night, and the kit was like up against the wall in the room. And he's just kind of like, kids are, flipping out, losing their shit. So he's like standing in front of his kit so nobody like throws himself into it and destroys all of his gear. So there's somebody that keeps coming around and like bumping into him on purpose. So the third time this guy comes around, he puts the guy in a headlock, and then like 3 or 4 of his friends of the guy's friends like jump on top of our drummer. So I think there's video of this. I've seen video because they had a guy with them that was doing photography and video shit. I don't know if it's online, but you can see like the guys in Boris the Blade drop their instruments and jump in this brawl, and like are fucking people up, pulling people off of each other. Our vocalist Travis got punched, like pulling somebody off of somebody. He was like, I think he turned one guy around that was like, I guess, getting ready to do something to somebody in our crew. So he like grabbed him by the shoulder and spin him around. And then as soon as the guy spins around, he just like clocks Travis in the forehead. And I had like just gone out for a smoke with our sound guy and came back after all the craziness. And
everybody's all hurt.
It was
shit,
super wild. It was super wild, but it was so fucking sick. Like for the Boris dudes to just like no question, just drop their instruments mid song and just like go and jump into this fight.
Ready to go at all times. Be prepared.
Yeah. Oh, it was crazy, and that's one of the many times that smoking weed has saved me from lots of altercations. Yeah.
And I mean though, but in the end of the day, I still think to this day, one of the sickest shows we've played. I mean, hometown wise, man, like we did a show. Okay, so we got hit up and we did a show with Oceano, Knock Loose, Acacia Strain, Culture Killer, and fucking oh god, Victims, because they're friends of ours and also Chicagoans as well. Yeah, man, we brought it. All of us brought it that night, dude. This place was same venue, at Bada where you played with, dude. That jam wall to wall craziness. The bass was so heavy it set the fire alarm off twice. And then some poor kid, I guess, got his leg got shattered in like 7 places, and it looked like a fucking limp noodle.
That sounds like an Acacia Strain show, man.
Humming across the pit, and he shattered his face on the bar, and and the cops like came in there like, if you guys don't calm it down, we're showdown now or something. And they were saying like, we're gonna stop serving alcohol for an hour if you guys don't get your shit straight or something. And as soon as everybody left, dude, it was like dude, it was just like right back to it. Everybody was like,
nice.
It was so fucking sick.
Yeah, I mean, Acacia Strain Oceano alone, that sounds like a pretty fucking crazy show.
Yeah, I want to see it's been a while since I've seen the Oceano boys. I hope everybody's doing good out there, man.
Yeah. I actually have Adam's going to be on the last episode of this season. I got him coming on Saturday.
No shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Adam and I. So Abiotic played one of our first bigger local shows, opening for it was Oceano on a package similar like that. I think it was like Oceano, Tony Danza. Yeah, that was fucking out of this world, dude. Getting to see Danza. I think Within the Ruins may have played on that tour too, which I'm a big fan of Within the Ruins. And and then we met up on, I think Abiotic was doing some routing, and so was Adam's other band at the time, Demolisher. and we played like one or two
yeah.
shows with them. His more so like hardcore ish, like beatdowny kind of band. Yeah, and that was fun. And then actually on a tour that we did with Rings of Saturn, the Faceless, and also within the Ruins, we ended up in Chicago and ended up at this party, and Adam and a bunch of people fucking came through, and we did some grilling and drinking and crazy debauchery that night. But yeah, Adam's the homie. I'm stoked to catch up with him this weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get up on that episode.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so that's gonna be, again, if you're watching, you listen. That's this Saturday, 7 p.m. So it'll be Adam from Oceano, and then Brody, my homie that plays guitar in Rivers of Nile. So should be a pretty fun episode. So before we wrap, brother, so what is on your playlist? What are some new bands you've been jamming? What's been in rotation for you?
Well, I switch a little bit of the new, a little bit of the old. I do like. I mean, I've been jamming some Gideon. I do like the latest release they did. I don't know exactly when it came out, but I think it was like Love Lost or whatever the release was. But it was a really good release. I've been putting it on my shit like it's been once a day at least. I still listen to my Dimmu Borgir just because. Hellhammer was one of my bigger influences growing into the drumming scene, and that man's feet were like a fucking monster.
Man, insane, so consistent.
Ingested, Carnifex, Sean Cameron. I love him. Good dude. Fucking dude. The new Upon a Burning Body release is good. The 5x3, they killed it. I think it's a good jam. You know, Tito Felix is another homie of mine. He's fucking doing good work. He lives in Brazil.
Oh, no shit.
So I'm like, I don't get to see you. God.
Yeah, I know. Shit's crazy.
I can't take that. But man, I have a whole plethora of stuff that I've just been jamming really randomly. I've been back in the hardcore scene a little bit more this year than I have been in a while. So I've been listening to like Backtrack, Trapped Under Ice, a lot of Power Trips. Nice. Power Trip's been riffing my heart, dude. It's been pumping the blood at work. So Emerald was a good release too, by the way. So I got that jam. Yeah, no problem, dude. You guys fucking killed it. I'm excited to see new shit. I seen Travis put a little post up. I was like, record's done.
Yeah, dude, it's so close. And thanks, man. That means so much. And you know, yeah, it's hard being patient when all you want to do is get out new music, and we haven't put out music, you know, for 5 years or something, and you know, aside from Emerald, of course, and that won't be on the new record, which is exciting too. So you know, that'll be kind of something to stand alone on its own, and we'll have 10 brand new tracks to kind of pummel everybody with, and I'm stoked on it, man, and stoked for you too, man. Stoked on the release that you guys put out this year. You know, really hope that you guys can next year, all of us can get out and do some stuff, you guys included, of course, and you know, hope we can get back out to your area, play some shows, do some hanging. So where can folks listening, watching find Orinoco on social media? Where can they buy your music? Where can they peep some merch?
Dude, Amazon. Shit. Anyway, Amazon, Big Cartel right now, where we got all of our merch at. It's getting shipped out worldwide. So order something. We got everything from stickers to necklaces, T-shirts.
Give us some links. Where can they go specifically?
Big Cartel, Orinoco.bigcartel.com. Number one. You can still hit up Bandcamp. You can get the first 2 releases that we did. What a Relief is on all streaming platforms as of now. Well, as of March 1st, worldwide. So go peep it out on your internet. Put us on your playlist. Jam us, man. You know, hit us up on Facebook. If anybody wants to, you know, we got any bookings coming up, maybe that's possible.
Killer, man. And where can folks follow you? I'm sure you've got some personal social medias.
YouTube.com, Cody Kehn. I'm putting up drum videos here. I actually just got some new cameras, so once the moving is done and I get home studio bass ready to go, I'm going to be putting up a lot more new cover tunes, also just playthroughs, Q&As, stuff like that. So once I get it up, I'll be forwarding links. You can hit up my artist page on Facebook, facebook.com/Cody Kehn. Don't come to my normal one. I'm trying to outflood it, man. I got to go through it.
Friend request is going to get denied, son. Don't add him on his personal page. Cody.
I'm reaching.
Cody, I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate you fucking opening those shows that we've played a few years ago. I'm sure you guys probably in those early years had more to do with the draw than we did. Appreciate you coming out and saying what's up at the Sofo show, man. It was good to see you, good hanging, and just all the support that you've been giving me and the band too, man. Like, you picked up one of those shirts that we were selling after tour was over, and just
I was gonna wear it.
It's all right. No, but just all around being the homie, and I appreciate it. The guys appreciate it. And just wish you the best, wish your family the best. Hope you guys stay safe out there, stay out of fucking unmarked police or federal agent vehicles that will just
I'm not going out walking my dog at night.
Take you into fucking undisclosed locations and all kinds of craziness. Fuck the police. Yes, hope you have a great night, and we'll catch up soon, buddy.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, you be good, man. Stay healthy, and wish everybody the best of luck.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us again on another episode of the Big Shred Podcast. Again, I am John Matos. We will be back for the last episode again on Saturday, the 25th of July. Got 2 awesome guests, so come hang out on the last episode, and everybody have a great night. Peace.